And here we go.
Welcome back to the Cade and Joaquin Talk at You podcast.
I'm sorry I didn't wait until you were done yawning or breathing. I just made you start.
Yeah, I was going to really jump into it there.
I didn't think about it until afterwards. I apologize.
But I'm back again. Yeah, you probably could tell last episode that Cade was sick.
Yep. So was Isaac.
And I was not about to get in that party.
Yeah, I was pretty sick. I felt bad. This morning, boy howdy did I wake up sounding sick.
I was going to say I took one for the team, but I don't feel like I took anything.
Yeah, what would you have taken for the team?
Not being on the podcast. Like I took one for the team. I was like, I didn't really take anything.
Taking one for the team would have been being on the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I realized.
Yeah,
when I was saying that.
So
statement. I didn't do it.
You just stayed at home. You just didn't go play baseball that day. What sport is that for? I've always assumed when you take one for the team. I've always assumed it was for baseball.
No, it's for anything.
Just ever.
Yeah.
Just any team.
Yeah. Taking one for the team.
Yeah, but I assume it originated somewhere. Like maybe Karate Kid.
There's no team in Karate Kid.
You're on the karate team.
Yeah, but it's just you fighting.
Right, but your team. Oh wait, no, you're right. I was gonna say that the team is getting points overall. Because at the end he's like, fucking sweep the leg.
Yeah, it was just for him winning. The karate tournaments are like a duel.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I also know how I've been in Taekwondo tournaments. I don't know where I was. It feels like it came from somewhere though. Taking one for the team.
I think you're just taking one for the team. You're just putting a sacrifice out, sacrificing something.
But what team are you taking it for?
Your team.
But there had to be an original team where it was like, you gotta really take this one on the jaw.
It could be football. It could be basketball.
I don't know. I've always assumed it was a baseball thing.
It could be It could be any sport.
It could be any sport. I just assumed it originated from baseball, and I don't know why. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm definitely, again, gonna have some voice issues by the end of this.
Where did taking one...
It would be crazy if one of the top ones was in the butt.
What?
Taking it in the butt was one of the first things.
Originate. There's fucking be no answer. It's gonna be like it's just a saying.
I bet that it's from somewhere. Baseball.
Yeah, how the fuck were you right?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
How am I right?
It means
because he got hit by the ball?
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
I'm right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, that makes sense, but I just don't really think it says... I mean, I guess it is originated from baseball.
Hell yeah.
I just thought it could be for like any sport,
I'm
really.
A sport genius like that.
I thought it could be for any sport.
I agree. I feel like it could be for any sport.
But I get where it comes from
because you're like, take one for the team. You take it right in the back. You get a walk to base.
You get a man on base. Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, it's illegal to do that, but...
Right. That's why they say it under the table. They're like, they go.
No, like
they go under
I'm gonna say lean in for a pitch.
Oh yeah, that's super illegal.
Yeah.
But still, you're taking one for the team, which is a net positive.
I was thinking about this a couple days ago.
Great.
And it's a conversation I didn't want to, like a debate, not a debate, like I guess a conversation. I didn't want to, turn that light on, by the way. That needs to be on. I didn't want to bring on to the podcast because I feel like it would just take too long and no one would be right at the end.
Okay.
Was the one who would win in a fight, me or you? I've been thinking about
okay.
I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this on the podcast because it would just.
And now you're bringing it up on the podcast?
Because you brought up karate. It reminded me of the conversation I'm like having with myself about this.
I assume you think you.
Well, yeah.
I think me.
Well, but then I give my argument to you.
Yeah.
Because remember, I took Taekwondo for 6 years, and I also took Jiu-Jitsu for 3.
Did you take those simultaneously or one after the other?
One after the other.
I didn't know that.
You have a good chance of knocking me out or whatever.
Yeah.
But also, I know I could take a hit.
Is it?
But it's also the fact of if I...
Can I add some stipulations?
What?
Well, I guess it's not stipulations. I'm asking questions more so.
Okay.
Is it like we are just...
It's just a fight.
It's just a fight, like we're just in a yard and had a fight erupted? Or I was going to ask if it was like a boxing.
Boxing, I'd beat you.
I think you could. I think you're probably...
But it's a fight.
Yeah.
I think I would win because...
I don't know, guy.
If I get your arm or your leg and I grapple you, I have weight on my side.
You got jiu-jitsu, but I have Sistema also because I've done that.
Well, but I'm saying like the fact of if I get you, if I get on top of you and I'm significantly longer, and if I just get... I'm just saying like... I am.
You are. I like the way you said it. I let you just say I'm taller than you. You said I'm significantly.
Well, my arms are longer.
Yeah.
I think my arms are taller than you.
Are they longer?
Yeah. I think so. I think we've done this before.
They most definitely are, but I'm just not significantly though. That's it. Oh, wait. Am I at the right place? Let's do it this way first. I think this way's kind of fucking us up for some reason.
This way. I got a good reach on you.
Yeah. But I got more arms. I would have assumed it was.
Well,
like,
not fucking like.
No, I would have assumed it was like you were at. I was at your wrist.
Yeah, you are about my wrist.
No. My I thought my fingertips were gonna end. there, like a
you're
baby.
You're at my wrist though.
Yeah, I'm like that's about what I expected.
My legs might be long. Something's longer. Obviously,
your legs are longer.
Yeah, but so if I get you in like on the ground, I feel like I would win. Which would if it's like there's no regulations to the fight. It's just like an MMA match.
That seems like it has regulations.
Well, I mean, like just like we're just fighting, like in a
just
yard.
Not like MMA.
It's like in a yard.
Yeah, junkyard fighting.
Yeah, junkyard.
I don't know.
What?
That's the next. That's what's down from MMA. You just fight in the junkyard with the dogs.
I guess so.
Yeah, you got the dog.
I just feel like I have the dogs. I think I would win.
I think it's very dependent on the situation. I think there's phases where you could win. There's phases I could win.
Yeah, I'm saying it's just like a fight. There's no like.
I think if it's just a fight, I would win.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you haven't seen me.
You haven't seen me fight though either.
That's true. I feel like I have more of an idea of what you would be in a fight than you have of what I have
exactly what you would be in a fight.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I've heard every story. I know how you get.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, guy.
Every person I've ever wrestled, I've beaten. Like action, not like they jump on me.
Yeah.
But if I like one-on-one wrestle, all my friends, people I've sparred with, or rolled with.
If you punch me in the face, I might go down. I've never hit in the face before.
You haven't?
No, because I'd have headgear when I would spar, and it was also illegal to hit in the head when
I wish, bro. I got hit in the head so many times.
I mean, I get hit, but
I guess you were young.
I get hit in the head. I wouldn't get hit in the face. I think in a boxing, you would win. I think in a taekwondo, I would win.
Well, if it's just based off technique, yeah.
If it's like a sparring match.
Yeah, based off just one of the techniques of the other. Like if we're just boxing or if we're just doing taekwondo, yes. But I'm talking about just a fight.
Right, but I'm just saying for those two.
Oh, yeah, obviously. And I beat you in jiu-jitsu.
Well, that's also, that's a given because I don't know jiu-jitsu.
That's what I'm saying, though. And also, it's more of our fields.
Yeah, but imagine if they were like, all right, we're going to do a jiu-jitsu match.
Well, jiu-jitsu is just wrestling.
Correct. But this is the situation. We had just done a boxing match. Then we did a taekwondo match. We're even. And they said, all right, the tiebreaker, jiu-jitsu. I don't know jiu-jitsu.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we're basing on all those things. Yeah, obviously it would be that way.
I think that we would need a third party to answer for the fight.
Well, they'll say you because, I know all these stories about Cade doing karate. Taekwondo, what'd you do? Taekwondo. Well, Taekwondo. I'm like, okay. I find most times against my will. A couple times I was put to fight someone because they pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
But most times it was just to protect Zoya.
Yeah.
My sister. That's most of the time what it was all about.
Which is a very honorable.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying that. I was always never against it because, like, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Really.
Wanting to is a strange way to phrase it.
I don't know. I never, because, like.
Do people want to? I guess some people do.
Yeah, if you do. Yeah, some people want to fight for some reason.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, mixed martial artists.
I mean, that's for some reason different, but just like going up to someone like in middle school and being like, dude, I'm gonna fuck you up because I just want to, like being that, like that classic. Dude, that
happens all the time.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to now that we're talking about it, I'm trying to get into the head of that person.
I always try to avoid fighting because I just don't.
I don't love fighting. I like to not hurt people if I can.
I don't mind hurting people. It's like just too much effort. But I don't think I've ever lost a fight. What?
For some reason, the use of the word effort made it funny to me that you're
it's
like,
true.
I don't want to.
It's just too much
forth all that shit.
It's just like I don't want to fucking be sweaty and.
I really wish that we had a question segment on the podcast because then we could like pretend that people are calling in.
That's what I said we could do with this. Remember, that's fine.
I know, but I wanted to bring it back up, and I don't think we've said it on air.
Yeah, when we put the phone here.
Everyone is sending us in questions. I don't know how. Maybe email them to us. cadeandjoaquin@gmail.com, or I guess you could put them to us on Instagram.
Yeah.
All of our Instagram is
Twitter.
Too. It's all in the description.
We got a Reddit.
Oh, we do have a Reddit. Holy shit.
Yeah, we do got a Reddit.
I don't know how to update any of that.
Me either.
Don't go into Reddit. I don't know how to access or update any of that.
I have access to it.
You have access to it?
Yeah, I see it all the time.
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah. I don't have Reddit on my phone anymore.
I just post nude pics to it.
You are? Oh, my God. Everybody flocked to the Cade and Joaquin subreddit.
It's not mine.
Not your nude pics? Okay, well then why are you putting it on our subreddit?
Trying to get money, bro.
From whom? From the lurkers on our subreddit?
People upvote porn.
Who else is on this subreddit with you now?
Nobody.
I love the idea of screaming into a void and thinking, yeah, this will get me some money. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Yeah,
it's just looking into a big hole and going, ah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the opening lines of the Pinocchio book, like that?
I've never read the Pinocchio book.
I didn't know it was a book.
My first introduction to Pinocchio was Shrek.
Mine too, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a book until after I saw the Guillermo del Toro one that came out last year.
You didn't know it was a book?
I didn't know it was a book.
You serious?
The only reason I knew it was a book was because of Aquaman, and even then I was like, is this a book or is this just kind of a thing based
Did
on
you know
Disney
Cinderella
thing?
was a book?
I knew Grimm's Fairy Tales, but is that where that's from?
Cinderella was initially a book, yeah.
From Grimm's Fairy Tales or if it's
I don't
own
know,
thing?
but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was initially a book. Or like Three Little Bears.
Three Little Bears I knew was a book.
Okay. What about, sorry, Three Little Pigs and
Goldilocks, Three Bears.
Goldilocks, Three Bears, sorry.
It was like the opening line of Pinocchio says something along the lines of once upon a time there was a, and then it says, and all the children reading this said king, but they were wrong because once upon a time there was a piece of wood. That's not exactly what it says, but it's pretty close.
That's how I imagine they said it. Yeah, it's a book. Folktale, I guess you could call it.
What is Cinderella?
Yeah,
I think because that's more like mythology.
It's folktale.
Folktale. That's like modern mythology.
I don't think folk is mythology.
I mean, not the music, but like the
no,
story.
No, but folktales aren't. I'm gonna say it's mythology. Mythology is like Greek gods and shit like that.
It's the modern American mythology, or he did something to me.
Yeah, just swallow. That's all you had to do was just fucking swallow right there.
Well, I didn't know that in the moment.
Feel the fucking.
Well, there was something.
Do you know what? the
There we go. Here's it comes.
Do you know what like the build up under foreskin's called?
Cheese?
Schmegma?
Oh yeah, smegma.
Weird name, right?
Everything has a weird name.
But like that's
like how'd we land on smegma?
Smegma?
Why are you putting such a schma at the beginning?
It's not schmegma?
It's smegma.
Smegma.
It's not schmegma.
I thought schmegma. You think you're crying right now.
I have a little bit of tears after I cried myself to sleep last night.
So weird stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. I started crying. I was on Audrey's couch and I was just sitting there in the dark by myself with my thoughts, and then I started crying.
But you weren't like sad though.
Not at all. I was fine.
What were you thinking about?
I thought the last thought I remember having was I could go for some water right now.
Then you cried.
But I'd finished my water that was next to me. I started crying.
You're upset you couldn't get more water.
I was like, what am I going to do?
You were on the couch.
I could have just walked into it and gotten there, Britta.
10 feet.
It was right there.
It's right there, dude.
That wasn't sick. That was me choking on spit.
You gotta spit something up, dude.
Probably. I think that I probably got pizza in my gullet.
What?
My gullet.
What the fuck's a gullet?
How do you not know gullet?
Is that what the thing like a pelican has?
That's a big bill.
No, the fucking thing.
Yeah,
where like,
this part.
That's a gullet?
That's a big bill.
No, it's not.
Gullets are just like a throat.
Looking it up again.
When we ate pizza tonight, and the person who
Gullet.
our meal cost $69, and the person who was serving us above it wrote LOL because they were cool. I also bit my cheek.
Passage by which food passes from the mouth to the stomach, the esophagus. So it's just the esophagus.
Yeah.
Gullet is like some weird fucking country slang.
Gullet is not weird.
You got some shit stuck in your gullet, buddy. You just gotta put your hands up, clear the gullet out.
That's what that is.
Gullet isn't exclusively a southern term. It's been used.
But when you hear the way I said it,
the way that you said it, well, you're a little stuck. You're a little stuck.
No, I'm saying I'm going anyway.
You're
Because
still
it's
in
like
it, okay.
esophagus. You can't really say it. In
You cannot say esophagus.
Gullet.
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 You gotta get
See?
your gullet.
I'm telling you.
Your turkey gizzards got their gullet.
I was having a conversation with my parents,
Mm-hmm.
with my sister as well, my family.
Okay.
I should say.
There we go.
And we're talking about like accents
Yep.
and how like Zoya's like, no, we have an accent. I was like,
You guys?
You have an accent. Zoya, she has a southern accent. I make a point to not have a southern accent.
Yeah.
Like it happens for her. She said something last night that sounded like very southern,
Mm-hmm.
and I kept making fun of her for it. But I was like, I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
I make a point to not. Maybe like some words I'll say,
Yeah.
like y'all. Y'all I might sometimes.
Despise the
But
word
I can't think of
y'all.
anything else I say in a southern twang.
I can't think of anything you say in a
That's what I'm
southern twang.
saying.
That a little saying?
Well, saying is just like slang.
Yeah, but like
saying. Or
it might
morning.
just be
Because
I
when we were in San Francisco,
yeah.
we were driving to the mountain. We pulled over for gas, and I walked in, and I got away like a Red Bull, whatever. Went to the lady, and I said, "Morning." That's how I said. She said, "Good morning," and I went, "Fuck!" I was like, "God damn it, Joaquin!"
Yeah,
we're in civilization right
you
now.
were southern coded.
Well, I just say I don't think morning. I don't think the way I say morning is just like
Dropping
morning.
that G is very southern.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I mean it because I'm southern. It's just because like morning. I don't know. I don't mean like. I guess it does sound southern when I say
when
it.
you go
but it's like-
morning?
but it sounds like I didn't learn it from living in the South. You know.
Right, but
necessarily.
even if people don't say
Am I super zoomed in right now? I just feel huge in this camera right now.
I can zoom it out a little bit.
There we go. Yeah, I just felt.
I tried using the phone today. Usually I use the cup.
Yeah, I just felt fucking huge right there. I was looking at myself, dude.
Big. I think I zoomed you out too much.
Yeah, only a little too much. Now we're back at the start.
Yeah, I actively try to avoid the southern twang because I hate it.
Morning's just easier to say too. Like,
People say like morning. Like
Morning,
that's
yeah.
generally dropping the G is what makes it southern. But if you say morning, people are like, oh, that guy doesn't really want to talk, but he's still being nice. That's what the rest of the country says because it's not terrible there. Would you say I have an accent?
No.
Okay.
You're the most neutral person on everything I've ever met.
Everything?
Besides being chronically New York about certain takes you have, you're most neutral on everything else.
Just in life?
Yeah.
Do you have an example? I'm just curious.
Well,
like,
your accent.
Yeah, but like outside of that, like just another life thing that you're neutral on that.
Food. Very neutral on food.
I don't care about any food.
Don't care about food. I guess liquids. You're kind of neutral.
No,
on.
I have rules on liquids.
Yeah, you do have rules. It has to be clear.
I don't like it if I cannot see through it.
Yeah, which is weird.
Why is that weird?
Do you like chocolate milk? You don't like milk?
No, I don't like milk.
You don't like chocolate milk though, dude?
I don't particularly.
Milkshakes. Smoothies?
When I went to see John Wick, great film. Isaac got
John Wick 4.
John Wick 4. All of the John Wicks are great. Isaac got that fucking horchata thing that you guys
horchata,
got.
Yeah. Oof.
That was good.
Dude,
and I
fuck.
couldn't see through that, and that bothered me a little bit, but I still drank parts of it.
Why is it you can't see through it? You like orange juice, don't you?
Not particularly.
Really?
I'll drink it, but it's not my favorite.
Interesting.
That's why I drink. That's why I'll
Root beer
drink
you
apple
can't
juice.
even really see through though.
Root beer you can kind of see through though. Like root beer is like the closest to the edge that I'm fine with most of the time.
You love root beer.
I do love a root beer, but it's also the only soda I really.
So what
drink.
if it's something that's in a container you can't see?
That I'm fine with.
But what if it's like a liquid you can't see through, but it's a container you can't see?
I have
liquid?
to know I could see through the liquid outside of the container.
Really? So what if I gave you a drink and you liked it? You couldn't see through it. Then you drank and you looked at it and you couldn't see through it.
I would like it less.
Really?
Yes. It's like in a movie where they're like, "What are we eating?" And then they're like, "Horse shit." and they're like, yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah, every movie, I guess, right?
It happens. It's a weird
Horse shit. You said it so well. I won't lie. When we had we went to the St. Patrick's Day party.
Yeah.
And we played beer pong.
Yep.
You were pissing me off.
Why?
Because the whole time you were kind of cheating.
How's I cheating?
Because you had elbows, which means you were elbowing across the table.
I didn't
want to say it.
Yeah.
Till the end. I was like, is he actually doing it?
I did not.
And then I
mean to.
looked and you fucking went full elbow. I was like, oh, this bastard. I'm like, it's too late now. I can't say anything now. We're like 2 cups to the end. I can't say anything.
I didn't know I was doing that at all.
Yeah. You also, I don't think you realize how much shit shit you talk.
I don't.
You do.
No,
realize?
I don't realize.
Dude, you do it so much.
Like?
Just existing when you play a game.
Yeah, I'm mean.
Yeah. Because I don't like shit talking.
Yeah.
I see no point behind it. Right? Because then it gets like, just creates a feud and I think it's dumb. Right?
Yes.
But you do it naturally. I'm like, I didn't know this and this sucks.
What did I do?
You were like fucking showboating and dancing after every shot you made and shit. And I was like, is he really this kind of person, bro?
I did it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, but it's still showboating, like talking shit. And I was like, oh, are you kidding me right now? I was like, is he really this kind of person?
Well, because I was also like, every time I threw it, it wasn't a moment of, look what I just did. It was more a moment of, how'd that happen?
Well, then you did it 7 times in a row.
Yeah, I don't know how
By
I
the
did
7th time, I was like, is he gonna like stop doing this? Because it's just getting old at this point. Like,
I don't know how I did 7 in a row. It was weird.
I was like, can you? And then you did the fucking dunk in each one. I was like, everyone knows you're gonna make it. Just fucking shoot it.
I didn't.
Everyone else knew. We're like, just fucking do it.
Well, because everyone else does it just in one, and I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Also don't understand that whole technique.
Putting
it in water.
Change?
I want it dry.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's wet, it's like it slips out of your finger. I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't.
Like people like will do it. And I'll like rub my. I use if I ever play like cup pong for a long time.
Yeah.
In the night, my shirt is wet. There's a spot on my shirt
because you gotta dry it off.
I dried the ball off.
I think that's a more logical thing to do.
I feel it's like a superstition thing for people.
Well, because
like not stepping on
it
the
makes
line
it
in
heavier.
baseball.
What? I have never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't step on the white line before a game or during the game at all.
No, I was
when you're going onto the field.
I'd always go right down that line.
No, you're running onto field.
Oh,
the foul lines.
Yeah, when I was going. Oh no, never mind. I was.
Yeah, was the superstition. Not supposed to step on it. That's what I'm saying.
I think it is a superstition to make it wet, and then you'll go better.
I guess so.
Because I think they have their idea is that if you overthrow, it kind of compensates because it makes the ball heavier.
I guess. I just don't like the whole feeling of like just the wet on my fingers.
Wet ball.
Yeah, the wet on my fingers. It just
By the
feels
end
like,
of the second game that I played, my hands hurt so bad they were wet.
yeah,
ankle.
I left for a while.
Yeah.
When I came back, you guys were still 1 cup each. I was like, what the
We
fuck
were
happened?
losing our
Because then I
minds.
came in, I was like, you still 1 cup? And then someone went, yeah, I know, shut up. I'm like, I'm just genuinely shocked. I've been gone for like 30 minutes.
I really was so happy when they won.
Yeah, I heard. And because you tried walking away after the first game, I'm like, nuh-uh. And you guys
I didn't know the rules.
I know. And you're like, no, I don't want, no, whoever you're playing with. I was like, no, I don't want. I'm like, you're defending table. You beat me, you're defending table now. That's tough. Because I was hoping you would win. You'd be like, oh my God, another game.
If I won again, I would have lost. I would have said no more.
You would have defend table, bro.
No, I just
Party foul.
leave Coven.
It's a party foul.
They can go to the next one. At the next party, I'll do it again.
You
Me and
can talk about
Maya
it,
still have
shit.
to do it. We still wanted to do one. We were talking
She
about
still owes me a bowling match.
a bowl. Oh yeah, you guys got a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Were you? Because when we went bowling, were you guys specifically competing?
Because she was the only one that was like kind of near my score. So we started, because she's competitive.
Yes.
And I'm competitive. So it just kind of like started being a thing.
I hate the way I bowl because I do it. I know I do it wrong, but I can't correct myself.
I forgot.
Because
I
I
do
go,
that fucking whole
I
weird.
do. I go out normal where it's like you're holding it like you're supposed to, but for some reason my brain doesn't understand how to throw it that way. So instead of letting it go like that, my brain turns it around 180 degrees after I've already done the regular follow up, and then it lets go.
You're gonna break your wrist one day doing that.
Yeah, it hurts. I don't know why I do
you
it
just
that
let
way.
go with your fingers.
My brain.
Try bowling it like this.
Like this.
Some people, the real
Like a
way you're supposed to bowl,
claw?
you hold the ball in your arm like this, and you go like that, and you let your hand down, and it flies
like
out
Iron Man. What the fuck are you talking
like
about?
this, and you like that.
You just kind of balance it
you're,
there.
You're putting it. You're holding it with your hand onto your forearm. Then you come up with it.
Oh my
and
god! You
holding
bring it all the way up here.
it like this. Like you kind of like cock it.
Do
with
you
your
still
elbow.
put your hands in the holes?
No?
What are the holes there for?
Because it's just there for like traditional bowling. But like people
Okay.
kind of realize that like if you're not a fucking professional, holding it like this way is kind of weird. But it's also so you're able to put spin on it. It's the whole reason behind it.
Yeah.
So you do that way might be easier because this way all you do is just put your arm forward and open your hand up.
Yeah. It's just like a that.
Yeah.
I'll have to do it next time we go. I'll have to figure out.
Yeah. Because even I feel like I bowl weird apparently because the way I hold my fingers.
This makes more sense to me though. I understand like
This doesn't just work. It just
visually
doesn't work for
looking
me.
at it. This makes sense because of the way that they're aligned. But you doing it pointer, middle, and thumb
Yeah.
makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know how you hold it then. Because I feel like it would be not balanced. Like that's the reason that I do it like that because it's more balanced in my hand.
This just naturally how it feels for me this way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just feel like I would lose control if I had it claw.
Happy Gilmore.
It is Happy Gilmore style,
Yeah.
but it's also hard. I think bowling is very hard.
Bowling is hard because it's such a long distance.
Yeah,
thing.
and unless you've done it a lot, you don't understand any part of it.
Because the easiest part is the first throw.
Yeah,
Because you have such a big target. Because once you understand how to throw it straight, you got it. But then it's
Yeah.
throwing it straight accurately, I guess. Like at
Yeah.
a specific one thing. That's where it gets hard.
I'm also admittedly bad at keeping my ground when I bowl.
Why? Because the ball weighs heavier than your entire body?
No, with that, but also I slip.
It's the whole point of the shoes.
The shoes don't work for me.
I just don't think I don't think your bowling technique is right then.
I agree.
You must be like bowling just on your tippy toes.
What?
You must be bowling just on your tippy toes.
You're supposed to do that?
No, that's what I'm guessing you're doing.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm doing it wrong.
And that's probably, our culprit right there. You don't know what the fuck you're
I
doing.
have no idea what I'm doing. I just go out there and I'm like, something will happen. When I was little and I would go bowling with Jackson, my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
he might listen. I don't know if he does. He used to watch every episode of the gaming show. Anyway, he had an incredible talent with bowling.
Really?
Because every time without fail, he'd get that ball stuck right in the every time.
Even like the kiddie thing?
He'd get the gutters. Or no, he'd get the...
No, the push down thing.
Yeah, with the push down thing, he would get it stuck in the middle.
That's amazing.
And every time I would think, Jackson, I don't know how you did that on a flat, waxed surface where you put effort into making it go that way.
You even pushed it while laying down and made it farther than halfway.
Right. I mean, he was like 4.
I'm so glad when you did that because for the viewers or listeners, he laid down on his stomach and just pushed it.
I was curious what
And
would
when
happen.
he did it, I was like, A, what the fuck is wrong with him?
I just wanted to see
And
him
then B,
experimenting.
I was really afraid it would work Because that means for the rest of the night, you would be laying on your
No,
stomach.
I would never have done that again.
Okay, thank God. I was really afraid that you would have kept doing it that way.
I was just curious. I was like, what will happen? That was my thought.
Yeah.
I was doing a scientific hypothesis.
It was.
We should do we should go to a science fair, whatever grade level.
Preferably like 2nd grade.
Yeah, younger, and just say, what's the best way to bowl? When I was in the 7th grade, we had
That'd be a good science fair project.
I think we should do it.
I'm so glad I never had to do science fair.
Science fair sucked hot balls.
Hot balls.
I fucking hate the science fair.
I always did my projects the night before too, so it would have been a nightmare for me.
I, in the 7th grade, had to do the science fair. Or this might not have been the science fair, but it was something where it was like, you had to ask 2 questions that were science based and get responses from the class, like group study. Mm-hmm. And the teacher was out that day, so we just had a sub. And I was like, I know my 2 questions. Do you watch The Flash?
TV show?
The TV show. And if not, why?
They came out. We were in middle school when they came out.
Yeah. Then I got all my data, and I had organized it. And the next day, my teacher was like, "You can't do this." And I was like, "What the fuck do you mean I can't do this? I got all my data. I know who does and who does not watch The Flash, and for why."
And for what?
I also one time got a 0 on an admittedly very good project I did in like 6th grade, where I had to do a
Middle school was just a time for you.
middle
wasn't
school was terrible for me. I had to, but it's terrible for most people also.
I loved middle school.
Middle school's the
7th
worst
grade
years
was
of
my
your life.
peak of school.
7th grade sucked for me.
7th grade was awesome.
7th grade is where my parents got divorced, so I was dealing with a lot. But I had to do a report on the water cycle, and I was like, I don't want to just write a report. That's fucking boring. So I wrote and drew a comic book
That's
that
cool.
accurately followed the water cycle and had like scientific information that was right.
Yeah.
And I fucking got a 0 on it. And then my mom saw it and she was like, the fuck? This is like right and fun. And she went in and she was like, what's this about? And the teacher was like, the assignment was not to make a comic book. And she was like, yeah, but he fucking did the right shit.
Did it specifically say you can't make a comic book?
There was nothing in the rules that said you cannot make a comic book.
Fuck that.
There's
7th grade was
also-
awesome for me though.
I'll let you talk after this, but there was a rumor after I left middle school. I don't know if this was true.
Anti-Semitic.
No. And weird rumor to like learn in high school.
How'd you learn about it in high school?
I don't know if Isaac told me or not, but
Okay.
maybe one of my friends from middle school that I was still talking to at the time. The rumor was that our 6th grade social studies and science teacher got fired for having a dildo in her purse at school. Which,
how's this relevant?
she was the person who gave me 0 on the water thing. So fuck her.
But how is that relevant to the fact of you got a bad grade? That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Oh no, I just had a second story to tell.
oh, I thought it was gonna be something relevant to the fact of
Yeah, I planted it. I was like, "This is what you get for giving me a
years in the
0."
making. It was all dusty.
Yeah, it was. I had it stored in the attic for years, and I was like, one day
I'll come
I'll
to
drop it off.
I love 7th grade.
You're the only person who's ever said that.
I know. I've noticed that too. Like I loved 7th grade. I had great
Everybody-
teachers.
Everybody loves elementary school, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
I did not like elementary school that much. I
Okay.
like parts, but I was bullied a lot.
yeah, that's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
Most people, I'll say instead of everybody, loves elementary school. Fucking despises middle school.
I hated 6th and 8th grade. But
Okay,
7th
then you
grade,
just had one
but
good.
7th grade peaked everything else for middle school for me though. That's how
Interesting.
good that year was for me.
That's impressive.
That's when me and my friends were like peak hanging out every
Mhm.
Friday night. And then Friday night we would go to Jelly Beans, which is a roller skating
I've
rink.
been to a Jelly Beans and I am not a fan.
We go to Jelly Beans every Friday night.
Yep.
They're open until midnight. So we get there at like 7 maybe.
They
We'd be
stay
there
all night?
All night. Me and my boys.
Dang.
We go roller rink and they do races, dances, and we go play hockey. I remember this one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is probably like peak Sigma Joaquin moment ever. There was this fucking kid on. They had a ice hockey, like a, what do they call it?
A rink?
No, like a,
A stick? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
like the fucking puck. And you hit it with like the little
What
thing.
the fuck? What?
Air hockey.
Oh,
Fuck. Air hockey.
I thought you were talking about something for the roller, like
No,
in
it was air hockey table, and this fucking little kid, right, was talking shit to everybody all night, right? And my friend went over and played, and he lost, and he was
Mhm.
like, "Bro, this fucking kid talks so much, he pissed me off, right?" And I'm pretty good at air hockey, and that time I was because I was playing it every Friday,
yeah.
for hours. I'd play fucking air hockey on rollerblades, mind
Mhm.
you. By that point, I took my rollerblades up because I was having like some sort of blister that day. And so I was like, oh, I'll fucking play this kid. And when the kid started talking shit. And like I don't talk shit.
Yeah.
I just play the game. And it came down and I was at peak. Like he scored some goals when he was talking shit. But I was like, it was like back and forth, back and forth. I remember towards the end, I went on a run. So like 2 straight and I'd gain point. I was still talking shit. And I remember I like did this crazy bank shot. But it was like such an intense game. So like most kids that were in there surrounded the table.
That's awesome.
And I fucking went scoop like right at the middle of like I don't remember, but it
just make it
just
cool.
made the goal, right? And bro, I remember this kid just looked at me just angry, but couldn't say nothing because he lost.
Yeah.
And I kicked him off the table as well because he had to lose. He lost, so he left. Mm-hmm. And I remember everyone was like, ah! And I fucking sat there just like all like, what's up? I didn't say nothing the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't say a fucking word. But now that was like I remember that moment like so vividly,
That's
dude.
pretty fucking
I feel like
cool.
a fucking god.
I, in the 7th grade, went on a field trip to a roller skate rink. And I'd never been roller skating before.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Ireland was like, Cade, I'm going to teach you to roller skate. And I was like, I don't think you will. And 15 minutes in, my teacher said to Ireland, are you sure you want to keep making Cade do this? He seems like he's really getting hurt. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of getting really hurt. She's like, you're fine. 10 more minutes pass, and she's like, okay, maybe we should stop, because I'd fall and I'd slide. I'd go like the whole length, and then I hit my head, and I'd be like, this fucking sucks.
No, ever falling at those nights, bro, would suck, because we packed. Mm-hmm. So when you fall, there's people like behind you. I remember one time, I'd fall every once in a while, and one time I was going really fast, and I fell and slid and like rolled. And I remember just looking up for one moment as I roll, and a guy cleared me, like completely jumped over me. I was like, oh, it was like so because like the blade came like right.
Did it
over
feel
my
like
face.
slow motion?
Yeah, but it happened so quickly though at the same time. But that sucked because everyone's like has to clear out, and if like it hurts falling rollerblading, dude, because it's just hardwood.
It fucking
You
hurts.
just smack.
Yes,
It hurts. It bruises you up.
it does. And then you're like laying there in pain, and your 7th grade math
You get hurt
teacher-
a lot though doing things like that.
Yeah.
Like when you went ice skating.
Have I shared that story on the podcast?
You probably shared it on the other because you had to pick me up to do the old
Yeah.
show. I remember.
It was so funny.
Your mom texted me.
Let's tell the whole story.
Okay.
In my senior year of high school,
And I wasn't there at this point.
Yeah.
With him.
me and Joaquin went to freshman, sophomore, and junior year, but senior year he went to a different high school. This day it was like a senior field trip to an ice skating ring, and I was like, I don't fucking want to do that. So I didn't sign up for it. And then I was sitting in my English class, and I had a very, I'll say adversarial relationship with my English teacher, because we would just kind of go back and forth. Because she'd always be like, you're wrong. I'm like, fuck you, no, I'm not. We were great. We had a great relationship. It was fun.
Was it?
I had fun because I was finally like out of my shell, and I was at the point where I'd be like, I'm not fucking wrong on this, so I will argue. But she was like, Cade, you're not coming ice skating? And I was like, no, dude, that sounds fucking miserable. I'm gonna watch cartoons and study hall all day. And then she said, Cade, you have to come. You just have to come. I was like,
I don't know. You're forced into going.
yeah, she forced me to go. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. And then we left right after that class. We got to the ice rink.
I'm so glad I'm a stubborn fucking asshole.
Well, because also, like, Audrey was going. My friends were going. I was like, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I went cold. Yeah. I didn't bring any fucking gear to not be cold there, because I wasn't planning on going to the goddamn ice rink. I get laced up. I think I had to pay for the skates, too. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
And I get in the ring, and immediately I'm running like goddamn Scooby-Doo on a slippery surface. I'm like, how the fuck do you do this? Audrey eventually is like, Cade, just do it like this. And push. After like, I think I made it a good 40 minutes, and I hadn't gotten hurt or done anything yet. And then a couple people were like, let's race. Cade, do you want to race? And I was like, I see no reason why not. At this point, we're this far in. Let's push our luck, I guess. So I started going. I made it 1/4 of the way in this race, and I fucking slipped backwards, and I hit the ice, boom, head first. So much so everyone around me went, oh! And then this one girl, I remember one person came up to me. She said, "Oh my God, Cade, are you okay?" I was like, "Clearly not. Clearly, I'm not okay." And so Audrey and a couple other people helped me off the ice. And then my English teacher came up to me and she's like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Yeah, it's almost like this wouldn't happen if I didn't have to fucking go ice skating." Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? And then I called my mom and I was like, I hit my head really hard on the ice. And she's like, "The ice?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got fucking roped in this goddamn ice skating rink by my English teacher." She's like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "All right, well, I'm going to leave." And she's like, "You're going to leave?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to leave." And then I left to come get you.
Yeah, he had to pick me up because we were going to record. And I remember I was at home doing laundry. And your mom texted me. I was in my laundry room folding laundry. Your mom texted me. She's like, "Can you like make sure Cade's okay?" Because he hit his head really hard. And I just want to make sure he's fine driving. And this was right after like Disney World.
Oh,
and so I was like, I don't believe you at all. So I was really like adamant on not believing. Then I called you. And I heard your voice. You're like, "Hey." And I was like, "Oh, he does not sound great." He sounds a little fucked up.
yeah, I hit my head hard.
And so I was like, "Hey, can you come inside and help me grab some real quick?" That was like my test to make sure you were like fine, like walking straight. When you were fine.
I was fine. Because then we went skateboarding when we got to my house.
We did?
Yeah, dude. We went skateboarding and then we recorded.
Oh fuck! I remember doing that.
We went skateboarding for like an hour and a half, and then we went. And I was like, "This is great." We went skateboarding right after I had a concussion.
Yeah, dude, that was funny.
But yeah,
I didn't know it was funny. You said, "Fucking everyone went." Ah!
Everyone saw, like, even the dude in first place in the race. He did one of those like extra like whoosh. Ah! But I remember thinking, "What the fuck am I?" I was on the ice like
funny.
this. I was just like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
That's so funny.
And then I was sitting outside the rink when I was calling people like to go home. Mm-hmm. And I remember I had ice on I had an ice bag on my head, and I was like, "What the fuck's this gonna do? This is what caused the problem in the first place."
I prefer rollerblading over ice skating.
I hate both.
I love roller derby, bro.
I've
seen like an actual roller derby?
Maybe not an actual
Dude,
one.
shit's awesome. Like I have one on my phone somewhere. We can put it in the episode. Like,
okay.
It's fucking cool. Roller derby is probably the most metal thing.
It's pretty fucking intense.
Anybody can participate in.
People are killing each other out there with that shit.
I don't say killing each other. But they're really
I've seen
definitely getting hurt.
derby.
Like for sure.
But given I think all my roller derby is like from movies and stuff where people are like making it.
No
extreme.
one's actually dying.
Yeah, no one's actually dying.
But people are definitely getting fucked up. For sure.
Yeah. It is also interesting to me how it's mostly a female-dominated sport.
Weird, right?
Yes. Everyone should go watch the Elvis video on film.
Oh, here it is.
Here we go. Derby time.
And my camera died.
Yep.
You can put in the episode. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Is there sound?
Yeah, there is sound. I don't know if you want to put sound or not.
Oh, shit. Boom! Oh, fuck.
It gets crazy. Ready?
Damn!
I think these are dudes, though.
His helmet fell off. Oh, my God.
Well, then he's getting slingshotted.
Oh, fuck. We should get all of our friends to do this. He's really fucking these guys
dude, I mean,
up.
it's literally the craziest shit
ever.
That's
insane.
I'm airdropping it to you.
Okay.